So what I need to do is turn off punish. I forget what I said for move 32, so we're just gonna go over it one more time. And we need to turn off a lot of this stuff because I don't need that much. We do need the details. I'd rather have the health up there. This should be fine, even though it is cluttered as fuck. Oh yeah, that's something else. What is it? Player frame info. We don't need the attack spell. It doesn't matter if it's high, low, or mid. We should be able to visibly see and test it without having to have it displayed. I mean, all right. So this is called Bayako Genkishin. So obviously this is one of the moves that shifts to one of his stances. One God's Kame stance. I'm trying to commit this animation to memory because you can jab them out of let me see if I do player, stand block, punish, and then after two. You can make them leave. Except that causes what I think happens there is let me back up. You can see that he ducks down and then does an electric, or there's something similar, and it evades high. It high crushes. So that's why I wasn't able to interrupt. Well, Yoshi wasn't able to interrupt. But let's try something else. Yeah. But if I do it the normal way, it gets launched. So this is probably the counter to someone trying to interrupt you. You can just use your launcher that you want to use anyway. But everything else is getting interrupted. Yeah. It's not safe on block either. So it's incentivizing you to go into stance and go for something. But it's negative. The problem is, you can just back up. Look how far it pushes him back, so it's out of jab range, at least for Yoshi's short jab. Like, a person can just throw this out and they're not punishable unless you do something else. So let's try having Yoshi... Let's try having him do a 2-2. Because that has a little bit more range. Yeah, 2-2 reaches, but 1-1 doesn't. So the proper punish would be 2-2 for this move specifically. I'll have to keep that in mind, maybe refer back to my own video just to remember. But this move into stance, into the two options that I was doing, is a good move. Because it automatically launches and tornadoes them, which gives you a sort of mini combo, but it's used to stop people from trying to respond with highs. So if someone's playing this oh, I'm just gonna jab him out every time he goes into that stance because it's the fastest option, then you can punish them for doing that. You can make a read, you know what I mean? It's the same way that with Yoshimitsu, you can go into Dragonfly stance by doing 3-1, and then after that you can do 2-4, which catches anybody who doesn't respect, because for the most part, the way to combat the moves in Dragonfly, all of them, is just to punch Yoshi, because all those moves are so slow that you can knock him out of the air since he's airborne and juggle him into a full combo. So everyone's plan is oh, I'm just gonna mash and beat up Yoshi when he does that. Everyone's plan. And then if you know that they're going to do it, you can simply do the 2-4 and it's safe, and it's easy just to show you. That's not what I meant to do. Like, for example, we just push this back, right? From this stance, everything you do, I explained this in the Raven one, but I'll explain it again. Everything you do is unsafe. So when you do this on block, right, the sword hit that is a heat engager is +7, right? And even though it's +7, this move, this move, this move, this move, those are all so slow, even at +7. Like, you can jab them out, like you can jab Yoshi out of the air, like he can be floating, and you can just knock him out of this form just by punching him, just by a jab. So like a jab beats 90% of his options in the stance, right? So the only move that it doesn't beat, this move here. The reason is that since you're +7, and I think that move is like 16 frames of startup this here, it's 16 frames of startup, meaning I think +7, it's like 9 frames. So you can beat them if they try to match. They can't stop you if you're doing it. They have to duck. It's a good thing though that like ducking ignores a bunch of like Yoshi's moves from Dragonfly, except this mid, which is another heat engager. So it's a game of, okay, Yoshi's gonna go on the Dragonfly, I'm gonna mash him out of it. And then the Yoshi goes, oh, he's gonna mash me out of it. I'm gonna do 2-4, which puts your sword away. And if it like, one thing, like if it hits, you launch them. If it doesn't, you put your sword away. Win-win. Right? And then it's like the game of, oh, he's gonna mash, I'm gonna do 2-4, combo him, you know, get my mini combo. And then you're like, oh, he's expecting me to mash, so he's gonna do 2-4. I'm not gonna do that. I'm a duck. Alright, hold on. I'm a duck. And then if the Yoshi reads, okay, he knows I'm gonna do the 2-4, then he will just do this mid. Which it isn't. Let me see, just to make sure. That's not what I wanted to do. It's a heat engager, yes, but let's say you already have heat. It isn't a launcher. So the threat is, if heat is active, that you hit him with it and then you get a full combo. That's the threat. Right? And if Yoshi doesn't have heat active already, then he activates and it's a 50-50. Like, you're going back into a scenario where he can use his previous reach to like launch you, or launch you, or this, or hell, even just like a grab into this. He can even do this, or he can even, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of options, obviously, as many characters have when they're approaching you. And having getting a heat engager, right? And it informs you your decision making. Hitting this, you come in, you try something, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. But the main point that I'm trying to make is that this move is designed to counter the weakness of the stance. It's designed to stop like the problems with the stance. But it's a move that can be countered by simply ducking, because the first hit is a high, right? The second hit is a mid, but the first hit is a high, so you can simply just duck it and then respond. And then you have other moves that can be used instead of the one that's meant to solve the issue of your stance to counteract that response. But all of these are reads. So it isn't like it's an automatic thing. You have to like predict what your opponent's gonna doing, and that what makes the game fair. The reason I'm saying this is because having this be as something that solves the slowness or the problem with your stance being slow, like it's the option that like you use if they're not respecting you. There's probably most likely a way to solve, like on Yoshi's side, right? There's probably a way most likely to deal with this move. There's probably a way to deal with this move, right? And dealing with that move, you become weak to another move in the same like stance. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can solve one issue, but then you open yourselves up to like another thing. So you have to go, okay, now I'm able to get hit by this other thing. I should prep for that. And sometimes the guy doesn't switch it up. Sometimes he just keeps doing this, and then randomly out the blue, he does something else in the stance. Like sometimes he does that. You know what I mean? Actually, I have fries in the air fryer, so I'm gonna be back. Alright. Bruh. I went with it. Hold on. It's safe. It's a safe launch. So if we have him stop blocking. Actually, it doesn't launch, it doesn't launch back. So what we're gonna do... No. Okay, sorry, had to get this about. So when you launch them, you can use it to immediately card into tornado. Because he's lying down when he does it. Pretty much nothing. This is basically safe. You would have to do something that hits grounded. Let's see. Yeah, it works. Because he ends up on the ground. Okay. That's good to know. Or I definitely would have lost out on damage because not knowing how to punish that correctly. I would have went for like a regular kick or something and I would have missed, but I'm glad that I have this move to use for Yoshi. Demon Breath. Let's turn that off, because that's going to be annoying to see. So it's not one of those spacing things, it doesn't have any pushback. You can be punished by a 10 frame because it leaves you from -10. The problem is you have to respawn to this like immediately to this 10 frame. Meaning if you're off by 1 frame, you don't get the punishment. Like, you have to be ready for this. Tenshu, Genshin. Frame trap. Not even a frame trap. Fuck it, we're still gonna call it frame traps. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do, like, for the definitions. But because you can't interrupt. It doesn't do anything on counter hit, but let's try standard setup still works, so we're not gonna try doing that anymore. Let's do this on block, no punish, 45. Plus 13. No, that doesn't work. I need something. Here, I'm gonna make a recording. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. This is not gonna work. I already know. Yep. That doesn't work. We already tried that. That's not gonna work because that's 14 frames. I'm trying to think of a punish that I have that is 13 frames faster. That, I don't even know what I was doing there. This will be the last one we try. I wasn't holding block there. Yeah, I don't know what I would use to punish because there's such heavy knockback that because if this is safe, like what am I? Like he can just bait. So the first part is a high, but I'm not ducking a high, like the first part. And then the second part is a mid. So I'm supposed to somehow I just need a move that reaches far enough in the amount of frames less than 13. That's what I need. But I just don't have anything. So maybe if I lab my character more, I'll find something. But at this current moment, it's not an option. How am I supposed to do this? We have Demon Shout Valley, Volley. Oh. So this is like the same as the other one, where except it's shorter. You don't have to do the first starter part. You can just go into it. That's real nice. And it ducks too. So you can duck highs and sidestep automatically for damage. I think that's cool. We got Lightning Crush, which is his forward 3. It's safe on block. Goes in the stance. So if we set Yoshi up to respond, it's -5. So whatever move we do has 5 frames of recovery added onto it. I think what I'm going to do actually is turn on the frame data again, or the attack information. Wait, don't I have? Yeah, I have the attack startup. Hold on. So that's 15. That is a 15 frame launcher from Stance. That's Stomp is 18. The square startup is 12. So we have 2 being. We have 2 being a 15 frames startup launcher. We have Stance 4 or Wind God Kome, or fuck it, we're just gonna call it Kome Stance. Kame Stance 4 is 18. We have the launch, like the kick, being 20 something. Square being a 12 starter. I mean, 1 being Kome. Fuck, we're gonna call it K. Fuck Kome. K1, if my memory is 12, and then K2 is 15. K4 is 18, and K3 is like 20 something, and we're -5. So the 15 frame launcher is 20 frames, the 12 is 17, so obviously he can be interrupted if someone's going for like a mid or some shit. In fact, let's record that. Oh man, my eyes. We need to... That still works because the jab. Like, so the dig jab doesn't work because of how far you get pushed back. So it pushes you out of the range to be able to dig jab. I'm trying to think, how do you stop this? You would think with like being +5, you'd be able to respond, but maybe I'm choosing the wrong response. So we're gonna re-record over this. We're gonna accept that one. That doesn't work. Maybe because I didn't do it fast enough. Let's try to get the inputs crisp. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that was crisp. That was real nice. So we're gonna do forward 3, hold down, and then with any luck, Yoshi should be able to counter hit launch me for trying to do any of my moves. It fucking trades. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. It trades. It trades. So at 20 frames. So the first part, this first block, right? This forward 3 is -5. Kame stance 2 is 15 frame launcher, 15 plus 5, 20 frame startup, right? That means to trade, Yoshi's move has to be 20 frames as well. And unless I was off by like a frame, even though I look very crisp doing the animation, the recording, they're about the same speed, if not the same speed. So that trading is unfortunate. It truly is. I mean, it's good in the sense of, like, I have something to stop and reset the distance, like give myself space. But the fastest like launching response out of the stance trade is like kind of hilarious. So let's do this one more time. I was slow on that one. Yeah, everything else is getting beat. Even the 12 frame K2. And let's try doing that again. I want to see who gets up first. I get up first. Well, to be fair, I have Yoshi doing a get up attack. Which, how do I... Just gonna have him wake up normally. So it's about the same time. And the distance doesn't really make it matter. Alright. Can't believe it. Let's try... I think I tried everything except the stomp. Which also gets counter hit. That gets counter hits. So I guess if I think they're gonna go into stance, I can simply just do the down forward or like the crouch. What's the button for that? The crouch 1+4. Wait, no. This is the heat button. So it's the crouch 2+3. Man, these buttons are confusing, I'm not gonna lie. You have right side splits, which also goes with the stance. It's this move. Wow, this is actually hilarious. So this proves what I was saying earlier about the stance. Like, this proves what I was saying earlier about Yoshi's move, the full crouch 2+3, because on block, this move. Actually, hold on. This is plus on block. So this doesn't prove what I was saying. But like, it's plus. It's not like it's one thing to be safe, because safe is anything less than 10 frames. Right? 0 is safe. This is plus, as in I will never be hit while doing this. I mean, like, I can never be punished for doing this unless, like, they I want to say duck, because that does look like something you can duck or sidestep. That means you can't challenge off of this, and the fact that it goes into stance off +4 means most likely it's a pure +4. Like, I'm not a pure +4. I'm gonna say this. Like, the +4 frames allows you to pull up and move faster, because the +4 covers you going into the animation, so you are allowed to like respawn slightly faster. I'm not sure about the frames, because I'm not sure how long this takes to do. It's definitely not 4 frames. For context, that's 10 frames. That move is... This move is definitely like around 10 frames, but probably more, just to do. We have Chrome Dome, which is negative 14. So the proper punish for Chrome Dome would be hold on, let me record again. There you go. That'd be the proper punish. They headbutt you, you hit them with that. Right. And if you have heat activated, then you get the free heat burst and blah 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 blah. Free combo, right? We have Thunder God, Kame. Oh, I get it. So there's Wind God Kame and Thunder God Kame. So here's the deal. I'm gonna call it TK and WK. Wind God as in Wind God Kame and TK as in Thunder God Kame. So we have Wind Kame and Thunder Kame. So TK, remember these because I'm going to be using these to refer to these from now on. So I'm not saying the full word. So we got TK is a stance that just sits here. This is just a stance. I don't know why they just told us the stance. I guess because it allows us to explore. So you'll see a lot of them. A lot of Heiche players do this, which is a guard break, meaning if you're blocking, no matter what, it's gonna break that guard and allow them to get a certain amount of frames of attack in, right? They'll do that, and then I want to say they do 1-1-2, like a wall splat move, because you'll be at the wall. Right now, your wall splatted. They get a free combo. They do this so fucking often, Like they do it to the point where it happens every game. It's probably in a YouTube video. Some dude probably told him to do it. It's not bad advice. It's just annoying to be on like this side of it, because even from this distance, right? Even from this distance, it leads like it just sends you to the wall. So sure, it doesn't like fully splat you, because I was thinking it was gonna wall splat him, but you gotta admit, being anywhere near a wall with someone who can do shit like this is like, it's horrifying. I'm trying to think of the ways that you would solve it, because obviously if they go in the stance, they can just press, you know, TK2 and instant guard break. That's homing, mind you. So, hold on, let me back up. Does he not have a backflip? That's interesting. I didn't know he didn't have a backflip. So you don't actually have to do the full like sit and wait animation. You can just press forward 3+4 and then 2, and it does the move. And as you can see, there's that blue trail. That means it's homing. It's most likely a high or stuckable. So if we have Yoshi crouch for us, yeah, it's a high, so it's completely duckable. But you can't sidestep it. It's a guard break homing high. If it was a mid, bro, I want you to know, so many people would bitch. Because the thing is, mids can't be crushed So you can't jump over and you can't duck a mid, or at least for 90% of the moves in the game, right? That means you would have a homing mid, which is already good, meaning there's no like evasion. So you'll have a homing mid that will hit, like that will check them no matter what if it hits like in their area. And it's a guard break, so there's no avoiding it. As in, like if you get hit by it, obviously bad things happen. You take damage. But if you block it, they get free hits in anyway. So it would be a situation of like, what do I even do? Do I just stay away from him? So anytime he approaches me, he gets to like do shit for free because you're under the threat of him doing the guard break. So what I want to do is I want to have him do something. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I want him to duck and then punish, but we'll just move on for now. Miso palm strike. Masu palm strike. Do I have him on crash and follow? Why is he doing that? We're gonna turn the punish off. You'll see, like, I've seen Heiche do this, but this is just a standard down forward one. Like, standard down forward one check. And then you have to follow up, which is nice. Completely safe. Then you have a follow up that's negative. Right. So it is it is supposed to be paired with it to just spam out. Like use the first one that's safe to spam, and then use the second one when you want to do like damage. I'm assuming. So it does a decent amount of damage. 30 damage. Like no, it does like 22 damage. When I was looking at the numbers. No, that did 40 something. So we're at 180, 47. So that means you lost 33 health or something around that, right? And if we only hit the second part, we've lost, I want to say 20, 30? No. Fuck, I can't do math right now for some reason. We've lost like 22 health. And on counter hits, it just does a bunch of damage. It's nothing too special. I was assuming that on counter hit, that like this would do a bunch of damage. Like it would do a bunch of damage, it would launch. But all of this is just not bad. Maybe if I'm in heat. So back up. No. Oh, there's a hold version. Never mind. We're still in here. Let's see. Oh, this is the fucking move. This is the bullshit they be doing. Let's do standing block. And it's safe. Unblocked, you can punish with a 13 frame punisher. But if you charge it up, yeah. Question is, stand blocking, right? From the punish. It interrupts. Like if you try to interrupt, you get hit on the regular version. But on the charge version, oh wait, hold on. I'm not using the right punisher. Glad we did the second part. That'd have been bad. Yeah, you still get interrupted if you try to interrupt him. And you can see it's a counter hit because of that big that big red spark. But if you charge, yeah, you get jabbed out of it. Yeah. It would just have to be like a call-out thing where you figure out which version of the movie he's going to do. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not taking that risk. Like, it's not even like, I don't want to say it's not a lot of damage, because let's be fucking honest. Like, let's be honest. That's a lot of damage. That's like 41 damage. 50, alright? I mean 30. So the first hit, and then the second hit, like 41 damage. The thing is, what's the risk reward on my part as a Yoshi when trying to deal with this move? Because let's say I'm not blocking because I wanna like counter, I wanna respond, and I eat one of these. I eat roughly like 30 damage, right? And it sends me full screen back, and he gets to run up and do whatever he wants, right? What am I gaining by like trying to stop him? Like no bullshit. Like let's think critically. If I try to stop him from doing this, and he pulls out that move, like let's say he's doing doing this move over and over again, and I want to interrupt him, and he just stops for whatever reason. What am I really gaining? Like, this normal version on block is 13. I mean, I get a guaranteed punish. I get my damage in. But what am I gaining by trying to interrupt him? I keep doing the wrong move. What am I gaining by trying to interrupt him from doing this? He's safe here. It resets the distance. He's outside of jab range. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Nothing. If he's doing this, then I don't know why he's doing this. The only reason I would see someone doing that is if they wanted to like throw out hitboxes just in case I tried to sidestep. Like, for example, we're gonna have you sidestep left, because I'm not sure which way he needs to sidestep, but still gets clipped off of a single sidestep. So let's try sidewalk. We're gonna have him sidewalk left. You can just sidewalk it. Alright, and let's see sidewalk right. Completely walkable. Alright. So in a situation where the guy is spamming a bunch of the charged version, the only reason I can see anyone ever using the base version is simply to stop sidewalking, because you're doing a move faster. Alright. And if you do the slow version, you get sidewalked and die. Hold on. We have Zenith Muso Tekken, which is down forward 1 into 2. Actually, yeah, it's the same move as last time, but this is... So it's like an upgrading move. We have Muso Tekken, which is just down forward 1 into 2. Then you have True Muso Tekken, which is down forward 1 into 2, but you're holding it. So you're getting that charge, right? And then there's Zenith, and Zenith meaning like the peak, the height. So we have Zenith Muso Tekken, and it says hold perfect input Release the instant hold is complete. Regains recoverable health on hit or block. Chip damage has a visual effect. I wonder what it means by perfect input. That's what it means. There we go. So you want to release it like the second after you see the flash. Like in your head, you need to have the timing of when the flash appears. Because let's say you just hold it, right? It will release on its own. When it's like max hold, it will release. But what you want to do is see when the flash appears and then release. You do a little too late and then you miss, but like it has to be like, I don't want to say instant because that's the wrong word, but you can feel when you've done it too long. Like in your head, you should have an internal timing of like how long it takes for the moves to like come out, and you're gonna be shaving time slowly off of that because you don't need to fully see it. You just need to go. You should even use the sound. Like listen to the dunk sound. Not this sound, but the sound of when I hold triangle. When I hold two. That dunk sound. Like it sounds like bass, like a drum. That's when you release. In fact, when you're holding, you shouldn't be holding for that long anyway. Like don't be holding it to confirm that you're like the move's coming out. Hold it and then like believe the move's coming out and release. It's hard to, because you're either holding it for too long or too little. See? We have reverse Muso Renkin, which is down for 2-1, which is a launchable offense. Anyone doing this shit to you, jail. Just send them to heaven. Because what is this? This first part is safe, but like the second part is so dramatic and such a long frame like disadvantage. They're like, come on, bro. You should be able to do anything. You should be able to do almost anything. Just hop me. We have the Gotai Rampage. Down forward 3, 1 plus 2, 2. I mean 1 plus 2, 1. I'm guessing that the third part of the string, since it's negative 15, is supposed to be like the damaging part. So we're gonna have just stand after the first 2 hits. Alright, I had to make sure. Okay, does it jail or something? Or what the fuck? I think it jails. The whole thing jails. So it doesn't matter at what point you have the bot unblocked, because once they get hit by the first part, oh, this is a launchable offense, but the first part is. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. In my brain, I'm like, oh, since the third part of the move is negative, like launchable, and so obvious, that's the part they want you to punish. damn near the whole thing is punishable. Is this just looks like a regular move. That doesn't matter. We're gonna turn this off. That doesn't matter. This just like, even if someone were to do that, a random character, you would go, oh, that's probably safe. Or it's like, if it is punishable, I have to like sidewalk it, or I have to like, it's like a 10 frame. It's most likely either safe or extremely hard to punish if you're not prepared for it. That's at least a 10 frame jab or something. That's at least like a poke. I'm gonna be able to get some off of that. I'm gonna leave with some. Like that clearly says, oh, this is a heavy hit, and on block you get to punish. That says they're dead. That says you get a free launcher. And for the first two parts to be, I mean, for the second two, like the last two parts to be launchable, is very interesting. I'm guessing, but it locks you in, so you can't even like have like a counter hit situation where it's like, oh, if you catch someone lacking, they just blow up and die. Like, sure, it knocks him down, but I'm trying to. It walks you forward quite a bit, actually. I mean, you didn't really gain anything off of that besides a little bit of damage. It says you can power up the. Let's see. I mean, was that powered up? I don't know. So that was 50 damage. So yeah, that was powered up. I'm not gonna lie. Just keep this animation in mind. Just burn this to your memory, because you shouldn't let them get away with shit. But I doubt that it actually is interruptible. Alright, we're gonna see. Yeah, I doubt it is interruptible. So just for clarity, so Yoshi can jab, right? Yoshi can't fucking jab. He can't jab any point during that because it jails. So if they're doing that move, they just die. Because why would no Heiche should ever do that move? And if you're letting them get away with it, for what reason? It's not like there's a point in between where you can respond and try to like get a counter hit. You can't respond either way. So if you see this move, just kill them. Just ruin their day. Just that simple. That simple. It's one of those moves where I don't even see how this could be overpowered. Like, it's not even, it doesn't even look like a good move to me. I don't understand what I'm missing. Maybe it's for like combos. That's probably what it's for. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta mentally prepare myself. It's probably for wall, to be more specific. Like, it's probably meant. Oh yeah, I'm actually messing this up because I've never done this combo before in my life. Oh, bro, this is bad. This is real bad. I did it with wall splat. You get the picture. I'm not gonna struggle in front of you. You get the picture. Don't have him blocking. That's unfortunate. 10 frame, 11 frame jab because he's close enough. I can already tell. First part is safe. Ripping the end of the string. You just get hit for it. I think you can tell when something's like very punishable because it has a bigger poof of white dust. So see how I'm hitting him here and there's like white smoke? If there's a big amount of it, I think that's a signal of like, hey, this is punishable. You can really tell on a character like Reina, when she does like a heavy hit, it's very dramatic, very heavy. Like it looks like they're putting their weight into it. And you can see like, it feels like they're taking longer to recover. That's your period to punish. I'm not even gonna like try to memorize this because there's no need. The first part is that just looks safe. It's a mid too, so maybe like if you're sidestepping, just like know if they're doing this, you can sidestep it probably because it does look linear. I don't know. There's no real need to test this. It's hammer punch. Shifts you into crouching state so you can do crouching moves. So here's the deal. When I first started playing this game, I'm not a person who underestimates the usefulness of things. I may talk shit about it, but I'm really just waiting for someone to be like, oh, this thing is actually useful here. Right? I'm waiting for that. But when I was going through and looking at the moves, obviously I knew I don't play this game. I'm new to Tekken. There's tons of things that are probably useful, but I just don't know why they're useful. And directly shift to crouching state is one of those things where it's like, oh, this is probably useful in some instances. I just don't understand why. But for a character like Yoshimitsu, I find it incredibly useful since he has such good low moves. Like, obviously he has the unblockable low sweep. He has this, like, homing sweep. Put your sword away. He has this, launching sweep, right? And those all are sweeps, of course, yes. But those are accessed from being crouched, right? And then you have your wild rising stuff. So you can get this combo. You know what I mean? Like, you have all your cool stuff that you can do. In fact, I want to do that raw rising again. Of course, the second I want to do it. Yeah, that was just fun. That's just fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of his cooler combos. That's just cool to me. But back to the point. The way that you get to these moves is by crouching, right? And for example, the unblockable, he has to be crouch walking for it to activate. Well, that's not true. That's not true at all. Because you can activate it by doing down, and then you go from down to back, and then one. So it would look like this. So he's completely still, and then he just does it. Now, you're not going to see many Yoshis at like the low level doing that. Because there's no need to like do the back version. You know what I mean? Most people are just going to like walk forward. I'd say it's useful because if you want to like block, immediately go for an unblockable. You can, if you can block. You let go of the block, and then as fast as possible, slide back and press square. Like, when I tell you it's actually hard, it's hard. Because if you don't press it fast enough, you start standing and you do it while rising. So it's almost like you have to slide your fingers. Like, from the down to the back. Now, back to the point. Anything that enters crouch state for you allows you to access crouch state moves fluidly. For example, there's down back triangle, which automatically enters the crouch state, right? And since it's down back, you can just continue to hold down back and it will keep you in the crouch state. Or you could do down back and then hold down if you're like want to be precise. But the point is, this move is plus on hits. I think it's negative on block, but slightly it's still safe. It is evasive because it's ducking you down. You're spinning into like a crouching state, like you're evading high hits, right? At least I think it causes you to crouch. So let's see. Display opponent attack information. Hide. Show details. Practice options. Support. So you can see that like it enters me into like it changes my stance to crouching very slightly when I do it, but back to standing. So I guess if they throw a jab, I'm very slightly for a second no longer what's the word for it? Crouching. Back to that. But the reason that this is good is because since it automatically enters me into crouch state, I can do bullshit like, well, hold on, right? And like on their screen, this is +4, mind you. On hit is +7, but on block it's +4. So it's completely safe, right? And I can move before they can. So they're the fastest they can move is 14 frames. So like I can do this and then jab before they can. So I'm doing this bullshit. I can grab them if I want to. Alright. So I do boom, boom, unblockable sweep, do whatever combo. Or another thing you can do is if you have the sword put away, you can immediately to Manji, right? That helps you put your sword away. But what I wanted to show you is you can do this immediately into a sweep. Like instantly. Like it's instant because there's no point at which there was no point during that in which I was holding down so I could stay in crouch state and then activate it. I immediately swapped into what's the word for it? I immediately swapped. Actually, I was holding down. Let me try that again. No, I have to be crouch walking. So I was correct. I immediately input the crouch walking inputs plus like the crouch walk 3, and it immediately executed, even though I didn't even get a chance to crouch walk, because it instantly enters me into crouching state. So it reads the first frame of the crouch walk and allows it to happen. Like you don't even really see me move forward. It is like it looks like I'm stop spinning. Boom. So that's useful for that reason, right? That move enters me into crouch state. When you jump forward, you're automatically in crouch, right? Automatically, you jump forward when you land, you're in crouch. Another reason it's good is because if something enters you in the crouch, you have to stand back up, right? If you release, like let's say you just do this, letting go of all buttons and not doing anything, your character is already in crouch state, and then you have to maintain pressing a button to stay in crouch state. So you automatically leave crouch state and transition to standing state. So in between this like crouching and standing is while rising, right? Or while standing. So when you're doing while rising, you have a set of moves that's unique to every character that happens specifically during that period. And they have different frame data, they have different like punishments, because some moves make you crouch, some moves you have to duck under to counter them. So like you duck them and then you have to do a while rising if you want to punish it, because obviously the time it takes to stand back up. You won't be able to do your standing moves to punish. So this automatically makes you crouch. On the way back up, you can simply just input your while rising stuff and it will come out. There's no like having to manually duck yourself and dealing with whether or not you did it for long enough. You can just, you know what I mean? And that goes for jump ins too. So anything that enters you into crouching state gives you access easily to your crouching moves and your while rising moves. That's why something entering you in crouching state is very strong, right? For example, in Tekken 7, there was a character called Kunimitsu. I played Kunimitsu in Tekken 7, right? Kunimitsu has a stance called set. And from set, she has set 3, which is a slide. That slide has her animation literally on the ground sliding. And when she hits you, you take damage, of course. But she's in the crouching state, technically, when she's doing that slide. And since she's in the crouching state, that means that she has to rise. So you can automatically press, like, for example, you can automatically press a while rising 2-4 to extend your combos off of that. Like, let's say you counter hit, which knocks down, you do while rising 2-4 to extend your combos. There's like 2-4, set 4 to like fling them back into the air. Then 1-2, which turns you around. So you do, I want to say either 1-2 or you do 1-3, but I think it's 1-2. 1-2 forward, which brings you back in the set, and then you do like 2 again to like finish your string, or you can just do like, I want to say down 3, 4, 1. This means nothing to you, but the point is, when she does that slide, it can be both a combo tool if you get a counter hit, and it can also be a way of like entering your while rising moves from a move, like from a stance that is very active within her toolkit. Like she uses set all the time, right? So you even have a launcher from while rising that you can get access to, that you can catch people with if they've never played against Kunimitsu before. Like imagine like this is the while rising, right? This kick. If you don't know that they have an option that's like, I want to say 12 frames when they're standing up, you're like, oh, I could probably challenge with something slower. But that sounds reasonable. That's understandable. If you don't know that they, like for example Yoshi, if you don't know that from while rising he can launch you, it makes you behave differently. Obviously, I'm too low of a level for people to really like care, or for myself to use it against people, but it does impact later on what you can and can't do. Like, I have a hard time activating it because if I tap it, it makes me sidestep. So you have to hold it long enough. You have to hold it long enough and release it fast enough to really get your move in. That's why something that enters you in crouch automatically is nice. I'm trying to think of anything else, another reason. Besides like evasion, there's nothing else I can really think of. So for this move here, entering you into crouch state immediately is pretty nice. I'm just not sure the capabilities of that. And the thing is, I see people do this all the time. I just don't see them like using the crouch states transition for like any real benefit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not seeing anyone do. Like I'm not seeing that. They do this stuff. So that's this move is a lot like Raven's. Raven has a move that's similar. It's where it's safe on block like this one. And it's like meant to just be annoying. Because I want to see what happens if I just hit this. They get knocked down, but there's no counter hit property. It's just there to like be annoying to like do. How many frames right up? 22? Yeah. Maybe if you have like hit advantage, you can just throw it out there and see what happens, but I don't know. And the thing is, like, it lifts his leg up too, and that's his front leg. There could be situations where someone's trying to attack you, like they're trying to attack that leg specifically, but since you lift it into the air and like do a little hop forward, you could evade it entirely. We got WK, Lightning Hammer, and Unblockable, which is a full second long, meaning people can see that coming and like move. Me, again, I play Yoshi, I'm just gonna spin out the way. That's if my brain cells are like activating in time. If like I visually see this is an unblockable and I'm in the right mental space of like, okay, be evasive, I'll just spin. But if I'm like, how can I put this? Because there's sometimes where I'm not responding mentally fast enough to what I'm seeing, to where I could see that and just dodge out the way. This move here, bane of my existence. If you block this, they're launchable, but like I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's one of the things where it's like it's a skill issue on my part, obviously, but oh, that's not gonna work after we record. So obviously it's a skill issue, but you gotta be kidding me. I have to like select it from the list or something. Is there no raw rising? Like, come on, man. I guess there's no raw rising punishments. whatever. You get the point. I get hit with this all the time. And even though it's launchable, I never launch before it. Even when I do block it, I'm like, oh, I blocked it. And then, like, we continue with the game and I lose. But being -18 is a good number. I like the fact that it's -18 because it's such, like, a beefy low. Yeah. Such a beefy low. Like 30 damage, knocks down. And the thing is, so you have 180 health. You divide that by 2, you have 90. 90 is just what? 3 groups of 30. So each half of a health bar, truthfully, is just 330. Just 330 hits. No, that's not true at all. Yes, it is true. Because 30 times 3 is 90. So, really, you get hit by 6 of these and you die. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then of course you have like that little 18 health left isn't gonna do anything. And the thing is, that's on top of like already having all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like all this other stuff that's gonna be hurting you on top of the chip damage, like. Right? All this chip damage, all like you getting poked before, you have a bunch of stuff going on in the match, and they just randomly go, yup, 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 and you just, them throwing this in chips down your health like so much, and you don't even realize it. So for some reason, maybe it has a clean hit effect. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say it does. So it does even more damage on counter hit, obviously. And it enters you in a crouching state, so you can avoid highs doing it. So there's a chance to keep getting counter hits, and you just fucking chop people down. And it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't feel like, oh, that hit hurt. Yeah, it did damage, but it didn't kill me. I'm just gonna keep standing. But then they're just gonna keep doing it. And eventually you're gonna die for it. Eventually it's going to kill you. And remember what I said. So that's 27 damage. I'm just gonna pull out my calculator. We're gonna do 180 divided by 27. That's 6.66666. So the sixes are repeating. All you need is to hit 6 of these moves and like one other something else, and they die. Even here is enough to kill somebody, because after hitting them with so many lows, they're going to like duck, and then you just murder them. Sacred Tree Fell, which is another low. So really you can just and the thing is, you're thinking like, oh, you're making it seem like when Hayachis fight people, that the other person is just gonna stand still and do nothing. No. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that Hayachis are gonna have control of like the neutral. And then they're just gonna be throwing shit out. Like they're gonna be throwing things. People are gonna be afraid of the electric. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be afraid of things like that. In heat, the electric. And this does chip damage. Eventually one of these might hit. A bunch of these. Boom. So it isn't gonna be no. He's not gonna stand still, obviously. But in the heat of battle, in a 23 frame load can be reacted to by some people. But at lower lobbies, this is hitting so often. That's going to hit. Right? And you're throwing in a bunch of bullshit. And they can't duck. They can't duck, but now they have to. You get what I mean? Like, that move is either going to kill them, or it's going to be the reason they die. Because if they can't block it and then punish by launching, like I can't, I'm not fast enough on reactions yet. It creates a situation where it's death by low chop. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of those kills. So 7 of those kills, and you get them down to 90 health. All you have to do is land 3 of these and they die. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's definitely a strong move. Annoying as fuck, but we got Oni Yari. We got back square, circle, or back 1-4. Finishing the string is punishable. The first card is safe. We got Rashomon. It's safe. So it's safe no matter what. No matter which form you choose, it's safe. It has that same like blue Spock respect. Yeah. So like there's the Rashomon, True Rashomon, and Zenith Rashomon. And I think the way it works is if you hit the blue spark, you get more damage. And obviously you can see it's a bit faster. I don't think it's hard to get the blue sparks. I heard there's a different timing, like frame perfect yellow sparks. Like that does even more damage, and it's even like more effective, but getting that consistently, I hear, is extremely hard. I'm not gonna be able to do it. But obviously you see these are just like the moves before that had the same effect of like regular, True, and then Zenith. I'm not really sure what the point of this is, besides like chip on block. There. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the point of this move is, besides just being cool. Because sure, it's a bit slow, but if you're already applying the pressure, and then let's say you get like a good hit in and you're plus, you can just throw this out. And it travels a good distance away too. Like it travels a good distance away, so you can see. Like that was what a couple of job links away, and you can just close the distance with a single step. And if they try to challenge and they get hit by that, they're probably just gonna die. Like we're at the wall, obviously, but so that's 30 damage. Yeah. So if it was at 130 health, and then I hit the yellow spark version, and now it's, I think it was 31 damage. It says it regains health whenever you do it. So obviously you can see my health going up. I'm not like. Yeah. So it's probably just a style move. Maybe it's meant to close distance. Does it have any counter hit properties? Nah, it just does a bunch of damage. Hooking pressing thrust, which is back 3-2, which is a homing move for the first part. Safe on block. 14 frames. This whole thing is safe. This is important to know, the safe moves, so you don't overextend and put yourself in danger. And you can see there's a bunch of like sparks here, so that would make me, I'd be like, oh, look at the amount of sparks here, look at the amount of dust. That means, you know, it's unsafe, but clearly we know better. This one is not safe though. So it's stemming from the same homing move. You only get like about 3 different types of punishes in. -12 on block. We got back 4. They just kick a lot because it's safe. And I'm glad that I know it's safe now, so I don't challenge it and die every time. And the thing is, what is the counterplay? Like, I wonder. Yeah, you can sidewalk it. Let's try sidewalking to the left. No, you have to sidewalk it to the right. Like, there's no choice. So it's kind of, it's not operating on Dark Souls logic where you have to get closer to the hit to like dodge it well. Mainly because, you know, they don't have iframes in this game. So you want to like get as far away from it as possible.